Amigos, welcome one, welcome all. It's time for another exciting edition of, you guessed it, your daily English extravaganza, the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Now buckle up, because it's time for liftoff.
T-minus 10.
Come on.
8, 7.
Countdown
6,
with me, folks.
5, 4,
3,
2,
2,
1, 0.
You know the rest.
Ignition. Liftoff. Liftoff. 30 minutes.
Come on. All aboard.
Get ready. Hold on to your hat.
Oh,
Strap
yeah.
on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hat. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time.
On Vaughn Radio. Radio. Let's go. Yes, folks. Welcome. We are back with another exciting edition. Entrega. A huge shout out to all our amigos who joined us at our Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. Wow! What a turnout! Ya estamos con el vocabulario. A turnout. Asistencia. What an amazing turnout. Thanks to our hosts, Rob and Andy, the hosts of the Lunchtime Show. Como decimos, a good time was had by all. That's right. So thank you to all of you. You know who you are. I spoke to many of you last night, as I always do. In fact, that's one of the reasons I go. Yeah, to participate in the trivia, but also to mingle with my amigos. To mingle, mezclar. So a shout out to Javi. If you're listening, I hadn't seen Javi in so long. He's a student who used to be on the show with Jim Trainer. God rest his soul. Back in the day. And Pilar and Mamen. And everybody. People whose names I don't even know, but I know who you are. Thank you. Well, yeah, I don't even remember my own birthday sometime. But once we've met, we're friends for life. Well, unless you screw me over. A no ser que... Seriously, honestly, amazing. Thank you. It was a wonderful evening, and we really look forward to this monthly event over at Vaughn Radio. Also, I can tell you now, mark your calendar for the last Vaughn Radio Trivia Night, and then we'll be on the summer break. As you know, we don't have Vaughn Radio Trivia Nights in the summer, well, because everybody does their own thing. Everybody goes away. So remember this, if you want to be there for the last one, and then we don't start until October. So really, it's going to be 3 months where we don't have our Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. It's usually July, August, and September that we skip it. Well, busy times. You know, people are away in the summer, and then the first week of September is usually pretty hellish. Well, because you're getting, it's back to school, getting back in the routine, back in the swing of things, como decimos, buenísima expresión. To get back in the swing of things is volver a la rutina would be another way. To go back to the grind. So, everybody's just getting ready, changing their chips. And really, I would definitely come if you can, if you live in Madrid, or if you don't and you can make it, it would be wonderful to see you. And let me tell you a little secret here. Well, a secret. Once I say it on the radio, it's not a secret. It's going to be on June 2nd. I always say the year because sometimes they repeat these shows. June 2nd. It's a Tuesday, the first Tuesday of June, June 2nd, 2026. I don't know who's hosting yet, so stay tuned. We will let you know ASAP. But I do know that that's our buddy Fitz's birthday. Yeah, so it's going to be an extra special evening because, well, it's a birthday celebration. It's the last one before the summer break, and it's going to be a blast. So join us. Mark your calendars now, and I'll keep you posted. Os mantendré al día. I'll keep you posted. But it is June 2nd, el 2 de junio, June 2nd, 2026, and host TBD. Okay, go ahead, ask me. ¿Cómo me preguntas, Alberto, qué significa TBD? What does TBD stand for, Alberto? Oh, good question. I thought you'd never ask. TBD stands for to be determined. So stay tuned, but we'll see you again on June 2nd. And to all of you who came, what can I say? We are family. I got all my students and me. We are family. All right, folks, let's rock and roll with our first challenge of the day. It's the Say What soundbite. Say what? What? Yes. Say what, say what, say what. Also, a quick reminder, folks, if you want to practice your speaking, and I don't know why you wouldn't, right? I mean, it's a golden opportunity because it's not just about practicing your speaking, but also receiving feedback, giving you these little tweaks, ajustes, so that you can continue to improve your speaking. So a big shout out to Alberto, Chris Valrol, Born to Iron Man, Alfonso, Christina Chicago, and K Roller Girl. They've all participated already. Now, if you'd like to participate along with them, you still have time. You have until the end of the day on Thursday to record a 1 minute, keep it at around a minute, use that as a guide. It can be 50 seconds. It could be a minute 15, not 2 minutes. 2 minutes means you didn't understand the assignment, okay? I don't want to hear your life story. I want you to sum it up. You should be able to say it in around a minute. So you've got about a minute to introduce yourself and tell us what food reminds you of your childhood. ¿Qué comida te recuerda a tu niñez? And you can send that to me over at my email address, aalonso@grupovon.com. aalonso@grupovon.com. So, as always, be aware of the audio, because some of you, I don't want to say any names, but I don't know what happens. Some of you send me audio, not many. Most of them are, the only thing I have to do is maybe bring the volume up a little, but that's fine. That's fine. That's perfect. It's better if I have to bring the volume up than get rid of it, because once you peak, to peak is cuando vas en el rojo, there's not very much I can do, right? It muffles. It does not sound good. So I'd prefer you record it a little bit lower, and then I can always bring it up. But one student, I don't know why, maybe those of you who work in IT understand, but you get like this, this like robotic, It sounds like a robot being murdered. Como un robot siendo asesinado. It's like, I don't know what it is, but it's extremely distracting. And that's not what you want, especially when you're trying to get your point across. To get your point across is to communicate whatever you're trying to communicate clearly. So be wary, receloso, be wary of that because, well, it does affect the finished product. You know, it's not the same if you're talking to me face to face than if you're talking to me in a crowded room looking the other way. Right. So all these factors. So your goal is not just to, do the English part, but also make sure that that audio sounds, well, as good as it can sound. Because, well, remember that there's not much I can do if it sounds bad. I can always bring the volume up. I can always, even sometimes where I see like a lip smack. Hey, we're humans, right? Well, you know what? Maybe you don't realize it because if you don't work with this stuff, you don't realize we go. Like there are all these weird sounds that, sure, when you make them in real life, nobody hears them. But when you've got a microphone in front of your face, everybody hears them. Like it's magnified times 10, Well, so just be careful with those. Also the big breath, well, it doesn't sound good. Again, I can take them out. I usually don't. Because the only thing I usually do, just because of time constraints, por cuestiones de tiempo, is I usually just try and make sure they're all at the same volume level so that nobody's sounds really low and somebody else's sounds really high. So tell us what food reminds you of your childhood. We look forward to hearing from you, and you can join your other fellow students who've already participated. Like I said, we've already got 6 or 7 students who have participated, and kudos to you, not just for participating, but for getting it done early. In fact, K Roller Girl, she sent it to me, I think it was during the weekend. So, or maybe it was even last Friday. So amazing stuff. Also, folks, a quick reminder, and I'll share the link over here. Right now, you've got the greatest deals that I have ever seen in my 20 plus years at Vaughn. Okay? The greatest deals. I'm serious. I mean, you can get full courses for pennies. Okay? You've got Aprende Inglés con Canciones with Richard Vaughn and Rochelle Bentley. €3.15. English on the Road with Drew Crosby. €3.15. Some great reading material. You've also got the pack. It's a complete pack. 1, 2, 3. It's 8 books with audio, and it's called Pack de Verbos Clave Inglés 2520. 25 con 20. You've got the individual translation booklets for €1.60. Again, all of these with audio, which is so important when it comes time to reproduce that sound yourself. What else have we got? Conversaciones en Inglés. Are you kidding me? Conversaciones en Inglés, $6.25. So you can get the whole collection for under €20. That's 3 books. Conversaciones en Inglés 1, 2, and 3. You've got also Vaughan Inglés Avanzado 4.0, €10.45. Business letters, €1.05. So really, you can, for $20, you can get a pile of books. And don't forget, the summer's coming around the corner. And as we know, the summertime is where you have a little more time to read. So you need some reading material. So think ahead. Planifica con antelación. We even have one, this one, you guys would love this one. El Diccionario Prohibido del Inglés. Ooh, yeah. This is where you learn the good, the bad, the shh. Right? So, yes, also Panda Kitchen with Julia Nowitzki. Wow, what an awesome material. It's a great material to get for kids and families to cook together and learn English, because this way you're not just sitting there looking at a book, but you have an activity. Okay, we're going to look at the ingredients. We're going to go buy them. We're going to follow the audio, and we're going to make it. And in the end, you get to eat your creation. So go on over. I just sent you the link now. But either way, if you go to our website, grupovon.com, and then you go to the Von Tienda section, you'll see promociones. Also, a quick reminder, too, you've got offices in Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, Santander. I mean, stop by, too. We'd love to meet you. All right, now let's get into today's Say What soundbite. As always, you're going to hear this audio clip 4 times. And what I want you to do is see what you get from it. Okay, what's the point? El grano. What's happening? Sum it up in your best English. Now, you can do it here in the group. You can write it on a piece of paper, or even better, you can say it. O sea, después de oírlo, decir, well, I heard this. En voz alta, siempre, siempre. Porque sé que estáis practicando el listening, pero también tenemos que practicar el speaking. So, here it is, folks. This is your Say What soundbite for the first time.
The very famous American actor, this I know to be true, was listening to the broadcast, and although he was a friend of mine, ceased to identify me with the show and believed implicitly that America had fallen to the Martians.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Von Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Von Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovon.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Von Town. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Come on. Let's go. Pop quiz, 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 quiz. Pop quiz, 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 quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, folks. Welcome to our pop quiz section. This is where we look at one of the many materials you can pick up in the Von collection. And today we're looking at expresiones en inglés que deberías conocer. And I know you folks, if you're like me, and you are, we have a lot in common. You love those totally native idiomatic expressions. Right or wrong, right? Who doesn't want to sound like a native? Well, this is an amazing material. It's got some of the most common idiomatic expressions in it. Comes with audio. So let's listen to a little audio clip from it now. And of course, since this is a quiz, I have some questions for you afterwards.
As blind as a bat. No ver tres en un burro. No ver ni torta. Estar ciego. Cuidado con lo que dejas en el suelo. Me temo que Alfred no ve ni torta.
Watch what you leave on the floor. Alfred is as blind as a bat, I'm afraid.
Mejor que ella no conduzca. No lleva sus gafas y no ve 3 en un burro.
It's better if she doesn't drive. She doesn't have her glasses and she's as blind as a bat. As busy as a bee. A busy bee.
Ocupadísimo. Atareadísimo. Últimamente has estado ocupadísimo, ¿no?
Lately you've been a busy bee, haven't you?
He estado atareadísima, corrigiendo todos estos exámenes.
I've been as busy as a bee marking all these exams. As clear as day.
Más claro que el agua. No había confusión alguna sobre quién lo había hecho. Estaba más claro que el agua.
There was no confusion about who had done it. It was as clear as day.
Está más claro que el agua que no saben lo que están haciendo.
It's as clear as day that they don't know what they're doing. As cool as a cucumber.
Mantener la cabeza fría. Más fresco que una lechuga. Marcos está manteniendo la cabeza fría respecto a este asunto.
Marcos is as cool as a cucumber about the whole thing.
Pensé que se volvería loca, pero estaba más fresca que una lechuga.
I thought she'd go crazy, but she was as cool as a cucumber. As dry as a bone. Bone dry.
Súper seco. Completamente seco. El pollo asado estaba súper seco y casi incomible.
The roast chicken was as dry as a bone and almost inedible.
¿Qué quieres decir con que la toalla todavía está mojada? Está completamente seca.
What do you mean the towel is still wet? It's bone dry. As easy as pie.
Pan comido. No te angusties. Después de hacerlo un par de veces será pan comido.
Don't panic. After you've done it a couple of times, it will be as easy as pie.
Hacer los cálculos es pan comido una vez conoces el método.
Doing the calculations is as easy as pie once you know the method. As far as I know.
Que yo sepa. Que yo sepa, el contrato no se ha firmado todavía.
As far as I know, the contract hasn't been signed yet.
Que yo sepa, el puesto todavía está disponible.
As far as I know, the job is still available. As far as I remember. As far as I recall.
Si no me falla la memoria, que yo recuerde, si no me falla la memoria, dijo que había vivido en Nebraska.
As far as I remember, he said he had lived in Nebraska.
Que yo recuerde, dijeron que el plazo era el 16.
As far as I recall, they said the deadline was the 16th. As far as I'm concerned.
En lo que a mí respecta. Mira, en lo que a mí respecta, puede quedarse con su dinero.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, he can keep his money.
En lo que a mí respecta, la situación ha mejorado ahora.
As far as I'm concerned, the situation has now improved. As fast as lightning. As quick as lightning. Lightning fast.
Rápido como un relámpago. De manera súper rápida. Y rápido como un relámpago, ella salió de la casa y corrió a coger autobús.
And as fast as lightning, she was out of the house and running for the bus.
¡Asombroso! ¡Qué rápido! ¿Cómo lo has hecho?
Amazing! That was lightning fast. How did you do it? As fit as a fiddle.
Como una rosa. Con 99 años, Bea está todavía como una rosa.
At 99 years old, Bea is still as fit as a fiddle.
Ella se recuperó pronto después de la operación y ahora está como una rosa.
She recovered quickly after the operation and is now as fit as a fiddle. As flat as a pancake.
Liso como una tabla. Cuando conduces por ciertas partes de la campiña, puedes ver que es lisa como una tabla.
When you drive through parts of the countryside, you can see it's as flat as a pancake.
He oído decir que Holanda es tan lisa como una tabla.
I've heard that Holland is as flat as a pancake. As good as new.
Como nuevo. Una vez que le arreglaron el teléfono a él, quedó como nuevo.
Once he got his phone fixed, it was as good as new.
Déjalo en mis manos y en nada de tiempo estará como nuevo.
Leave it with me and it will be as good as new in no time. As happy as a clam. As happy as Larry.
Feliz como una perdiz. Ella estaba feliz como una perdiz en el vuelo de regreso a casa.
She was as happy as a clam on the flight back home.
No te preocupes por preparar nada sofisticado. Dame un bocadillo y estaré feliz como una perdiz.
Don't worry about making anything fancy. Give me a sandwich and I'll be as happy as Larry.
All right, folks. Some awesome comparisons there. Wow. And those are what we call totally native. So as you know, when we come back from this commercial break, I'm going to see which ones you remember. In fact, I've highlighted a few. quite a few, bastantes, eso es interesante. A few suena como poco, ¿no? Pero el momento que pones quite a few significa bastantes. Oh my God. English can be confusing sometimes, can't it? Well, don't worry. That's why we're here, to demystify it, to make it a little more accessible to everybody. Folks, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. We've got so much to do today. So, if I were you, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Yes, welcome back. Welcome back, amigos. This is the second part of today's show with no name. All right, we were listening to some audio from Expresiones en Inglés que deberías conocer. Just one of the many materials you can pick up at our Von Tienda. Just go to our main website, grupovon.com, and voila. Or you can just Google Von Tienda. It's up to you. But I would definitely take advantage of these amazing offers. All right. Let's see now. Here's what I want from you. Okay? Está ciego. But remember, lo quiero con las comparaciones que hemos visto. Okay, no ve un pepino. I love that one. He doesn't even see a pickle. This guy doesn't even see a pickle. Or my favorite one. I hallucinate pickles. Alucino pepinillos. Shout out to Alberto Chicote. Alucino pepinillos. If you said that to an American person, I hallucinate pickles, they'd be like, this guy needs to be put in a mental institution. So the first one, how would you tell somebody? No ves nada, tío. The next one, I love this one in Spanish. Me encanta en español. Y es la misma idea, ¿eh? Fresca, más fresca que una lechuga. O más fresco que una lechuga. And the second one, como una rosa. Oh, no, that song is como una ola. Well, this one is como una rosa. Okay, somebody is in great shape. Usually we say it to somebody who's a little bit older, right? And we say, wow, estás como quieres estar. Estás como una rosa. All right, so the first one, how would you say someone is que no ve nada? Que no ve nada, as you say over here in Spain. I love the na instead of nada. No ves nada. So, yeah, no ves ni un pepino. Okay. Pimiento. Vero says it's pimiento. Well, I just changed it. I beg to differ. Me gusta el pepinillo más. I can't eat peppers. I repeat them. Yeah. Indigestion. Not my thing. So, yes, the first one, somebody can't see very well. Okay. The second one, they don't show their emotions, right? If they're angry, you won't know. If they're stressed out, you don't see it. They're really good at that idea of poise, comporte, like, you know. And the last one, somebody who is in really good shape, right? They're in good health. They are in good shape. All right, those are your pop quiz challenges. Good luck. And they all have something in common. The as structure, okay? And that's a really important structure because lo usamos en comparaciones cualquiera, ¿no? Vamos a ver, ¿cómo se dice? Él es tan alto como su hermano. He's as tall as his brother. Did you say as taller as? No. Taller se emplea con than. So, vamos a separar aquí. He's taller than his brother. He isn't as tall as his mother. Es una comparación, pero es otra. No es más que, es tanto como. ¿Ok? ¿Qué pasa? Muchos quieren meter ahí el comparativo. No, metemos el adjetivo puro, ¿no? En su estado puro. As tall as rich as big as interesting as, right? Pero ya está, no ponemos el ER ni el superlativo que es el EST. All right? A little trick there because I know people, I get it. Dice, es una comparación, tengo que poner el comparativo. No, en este es el as, el adjetivo, y luego el as otra vez. Excuse me. All right, so there you go, folks. Those are your challenges. Also, let me give you your Say What soundbite for the second time. Now, this person seems like he's a really good communicator. Would you agree? All right, here it is.
The very famous American actor, this I know to be true, was listening to the broadcast, and although he was a friend of mine, ceased to identify me with the show and believed implicitly that America had fallen to the Martians.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mhm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damian, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I got to tell you a funny story about that enrollate thing. Yeah. It was a crazy story. This was several years ago, hace bastantes años ahora. And I was going to give Pilar Rubio classes. I'm sure many of you know her. She's a TV presenter, a model, wonderful person, Pilar Rubio. And I was talking with her husband, Sergio Ramos. You guys know him as well. Very famous international footballer. Great people. And he said to me, enróllate con Pilar. And I was like, my face turned white. You can imagine, because for me, enróllate, I didn't know this other meaning, okay? Hook her up, como hazle un favor, no te pases, hazlo bien con ella, right? And of course, I was like, enrolla. So I remember that day, my wife picked me up at their house. They lived over, it's not important. And she picked me up and she goes, what happened? And my face was white as a ghost. Mira, toma, otro comparación de este as. And she said, what happened? I'm like, Sergio asked me to hook up with his wife. I don't know what to say. I was speechless. Okay? Me quedé sin palabras. I'm like, enróllate con Pilar. And then my wife started cracking up. Se partía el culo de la risa. She goes, Alberto, he didn't mean that, enróllate. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I couldn't understand what was happening because I had never heard the other enróllate. So I was thinking he was saying, hook up with her, not, es interesante, es igual, hook her up, que lo hagas bien, que le des un descuentillo. So he was saying, hook her up instead of hook up with her. And I was like, oh my God. I was literally, I don't get embarrassed very easily, okay? I'm in fact, as my abuela said, Maria Lilia, God rest her soul, no tienes vergüenza. I'm like, exacto, nunca me ha valido para nada. But that day, my face was as white as a ghost, and it's because I didn't understand that other meaning of enrollate. I thought that Sergio was saying, hook up with my wife. And I'm like, I don't know. These famous people are weird, man. So, hey, you live and learn. Así se aprende también con estas cosas. All right, let's go on over to our chat room. I see we've got a lot of participation. Wonderful. Wow, great to see so many people learning English and laughing with us here. Live in directo. All right, let's see. Vero says, morning, beautiful show with no-namers around the universe and beyond. It was great to see you at the trivia night. We had a blast. Congrats to the winners. Vero, I did not see you. You should have said something to me. Me tenías que haber dicho algo. I didn't see you. Well, it's not important now, but wow. Yeah, and the winners, Fitz's team. You want to know the winners? Always. You guys want to win on the second? Be on Fitz's team. I don't know how, but his team, well, I do know how. Fitz is a walking, talking encyclopedia. And his team won. So yes, I didn't see you, Vero. You should have come up to me. To come up to is acercarte. All right, Born to Iron Man checking in. He wasn't there last night, but he also lives, far away. So he has an excuse. What's up, Born to Iron Man? Great to have you with us this morning, ready to rock. And thanks for your question of the week participation. You've been kicking butt in that section. Keep it up, buddy. You've improved drastically. You're speaking, I'm talking about. There she is, Elena, tuning in from Galicia. I wish I was there. I wish you were here. I wish I was there in Galicia. I love Galicia. Beautiful place, amazing people. And Elena is the perfect example. And her husband. A shout out to your husband, too. What an interesting dude. And your daughter as well, your whole family, Elena. It's no surprise that you are surrounded by amazing people. You deserve it. Just like here on the show with no name, you're surrounded by amazing people because you are an amazing person, and that's what you attract. So hello, Elena. She says, you infect us all with your enthusiasm. In good spirits. Thank you so much. You guys inspire me and infect me too. So it's a mutual feeling. There she is, our movie queen, Chris Valrol. She says, hi there, folks. What's up, Chris? Wonderful to have you with us for another exciting extravaganza. Chris also says, I see eye to eye, Elena. Estoy de acuerdo. Pero no ha dicho I agree, que también vale. Lo ha dicho de forma nativa. I see eye to eye with Elena. Awesome, awesome stuff. Vero says, wow, Drew Crosby, long time no hear. I hope he's doing fine. Yeah, I agree. I haven't spoken to him in ages, but really, Drew Crosby, what a talent, what an amazing guy. And his show used to be on after mine. It was called Highways and Byways. Yeah, Chicago in the house. Drew Crosby. I'm sure he's doing well. Knowing him, he's como una rosa. Is that the expression? Es una persona que nunca le he visto enfadarse en su vida. So you could, no, como una rosa, no. Fresco como una lechuga. That's the one. Digo, como una rosa, también está en buena forma el tío. Bueno, estaba cuando la última vez que le vi. Let's see, Chris Valrol has something to say regarding our Say What soundbite. She says, I heard a British man. He's talking about an American actor who was listening to a broadcast, but I don't know what was going on. Well, Chris? Absolutely. He's talking about John Barrymore, the famous actor John Barrymore. And yes, he was listening to a broadcast. Absolutely. So you got the gist of it. Definitely. You did understand what's going on here. Let's see, Elena. Elena says, I heard the voice of an attractive, well, you're judging him by his voice. Maybe he's ugly, but has a good voice. I'm just saying. Ahí lo dejo. Porque tenga buena voz no significa que sea guapo. So I heard the voice of an attractive male American who tells us about a famous actor who managed to identify him through a broadcast. Well, the opposite. He didn't. He wasn't able to. He wasn't able to. Eso es la palabra clave ahí. He was his friend, and he wasn't able to identify him through his voice. So I guess the guy is very talented, right? If you can change your voice like that, where even one of your friends can't recognize you, that's amazing. Chris says, oh my, I heard a British accent. Thank God Elena has a good ear. Well, let me tell you something. This is one of those cases here where the guy is from the United States, but he speaks with a British accent. He speaks with a very, universal accent. So you're both right. ¿Qué os parece, chicas? Yep, los dos tenéis la razón. So he is American, but in this audio, he sounds British. So, wow. Kudos, lady. You both have a good ear. And Chris, and Elena, I don't know. I guess you know who it is, maybe? To know that he's American because he's speaking with more of a British dialect, as an actor would, like a Shakespearean actor. All right. Wow. Wow and wow. Vero says, I heard an American man talking about an English actor who was able to put his ideas through a podcast. Not a podcast because they didn't exist yet, but yeah, what would become a podcast? So maybe it's radio. Ooh, let's follow that clue. Seguimos esa pista ahí. There's Artemisa. What's up, Artemisa? It was great. She was on my team. Well, I was on her team. We were on each other's team yesterday. It was great sharing a table with you and some laughs. A shout out to Artemisa and all the amazing students who came yesterday to our Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. Let's see. Elena's participating also in our pop quiz. She says, he's as blind as a bat. He's always tripping over. Great. Yeah. To be as blind as a bat. Tan ciego como un murciélago. That's right. He's always tripping over. Siempre se está tropezando. Excellent. The next one, Mike is as cool as a cucumber. Perfecto. Also, be careful with this word. I've heard people say cucumber, right? It's Q, como la letra Q. Cucumber. It reminds me of a a Beastie Boys lyric. You know the song? So what? So what? So what you want? What you want? You're so funny with the money that you flaunt. I said, where'd you get your information from? Well, one of the lines is, he says, I'm as cool as a cucumber in a bowl of hot sauce. Ahí le da hasta un efecto extra in the song. So what you want? Temazo. You should listen to it after the show. He goes, I'm as cool as a cucumber in a bowl of hot sauce. O sea, encima en un bol de salsa picante. Excellent job, Elena. And she says, my aunt still feels and looks as fresh as a daisy. Great one. All right. Also remember, the one that we heard in the audio is as fit as a fiddle. As fit as a fiddle. You can say also as fresh as a daisy, as fit as a fiddle. That means you're in great shape. All right. Wonderful job, Elena. Let's see. Chris Valrol. He can't pick up the crumbs, las migas, because he can't see three on a donkey. She says, seriously, he's as... mira, a veces omitimos el primer as. Muy bien, Chris. He's blind as a bat. O sea, a veces nos comemos el as blind as. O sea, el primer as, tienes derecho de quitarlo. Ahora, si estás haciendo un examen de Cambridge or Oxford, which you can do over at Vaughan, include it. But in spoken English, right, a lot of times we say, it's hot as hell. It's cold as hell. Eso, la gracia es... as hell es, espera, es tan frío como el infierno, pero as hell no tiene que ver, es una forma de decir muy frío, muy caliente. De hecho, we say it's cold as fuck. Verás muchas veces escrito en inglés AF. That's as fuck. Oh man, it's as cold AF. It's as hot AF as fuck. De cojones would be the translation, I'd say. Okay, hey, I'm teaching you real English here, guys, okay? It's not for all ages sometimes. So great, Chris. I love that as omission there. The next one, he's cool as a cucumber. That's right. He's cool as a cucumber in a bowl of hot sauce. Awesome song. And she's as good as gold. All right. Nos gusta el fit as a fiddle, veo. Dice, no, esa no lo vamos a poner. He's as fit as a fiddle. A fiddle is like a violin, right? Fiddler on the Roof is a famous play. If I were a rich man, no, I'd have all the money in the world. Let's see, Elena, are you serious? Are you seriously figuring out today's Say What soundbite after the second listen? And let's see. Okay, you have one word that's off there. Hay una palabra que falla. It's not seize, pero es un homófono para eso. He seized cesar. So, good ear, pero that's por eso lo entendiste como me identifica, pero he ceased to identify me. O sea, no pudo. Cesó sería una traducción de esa palabra. Cease. Ooh, all right, but great effort, Elena. Just one word off there, but that word changes everything, right? Let's see. Vero's also participating in our pop quiz, and she says, after a long time reading, I'm as blind as a bat. Great job. Though he's 95 years old, he's as cool as a cucumber. Yeah, to lose your cool is... Piénsalo así. If you lose your cool, pierdes los estribos. If you're as cool as a cucumber, you don't. People don't see you get angry or get stressed. And the last one, don't underestimate Mary. Her tips are as good as gold. So, como una rosa is as good as gold? I didn't know that. Como una rosa no tiene que ver con salud, entonces me estoy liando aquí en español con la traducción, right? Because in English, as good as gold is buenísimo, ¿no? Like, she's a great student. Elena is as good as gold, right? but fit as a fiddle means that estás en buena forma. So just want to make sure, I don't know in Spanish. I'm just clearing it up there in English since I've seen a couple that have said as good as gold. All right. Las Lavadoras says, you have just said, I wish I was. I thought you say, I wish I were. Yeah, but I'm American. We don't care about those rules. You understand? In American English, we don't say if I were you. We say if I was you. So, again, like most native speakers, we took our grammar books in second grade and we threw them in the garbage. We don't need them to communicate anymore. It's like, I guess it would be like a laísmo here in Spain. In fact, speaking of if I were a rich man, if I were a rich man is the old version. The new one with Gwen Stefani, if I was a rich girl, fíjate. So is it wrong? That's my question. If 300 million people, 300 million, eso no es una cifra, no es moco de pavo ahí. 300 million people say, if I was you, is it wrong? Exactly. So, but yes, good observation. Americans don't say if I were you. Maybe if you're if you're in academia, but in the streets and the real language that people speak, people say if I was you, right? So, yeah, one thing is what the grammar book says, and one thing is what we say. So, but good ear, Las Lavadoras, and hello to you as well. Let's see. Vero says, if I had seen you, I would have said something. Well, I was kind of right there at the middle table, and I'm the guy with the big mouth, just in case. Oh my God, folks, I can't believe it. We have got to go to a quick commercial break. Time is flying by here. Lots of participation. I've got some more comments rolling in, but we'll take a look at them after this break. We've got so much to do. So many more challenges up ahead. So, if I were you, if I was you, lo voy a decir a la americana. If I was you, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Yes. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. This is the second half of today's show with no name. Thank you so much for tuning in to our show, our wacky. Sí, esto es chifladísimo, right? This isn't your average everyday English class. If that's what you're looking for, well, you came to the wrong place. All right, folks, we've got so much to do in this part of the show. We're going to kick things off with, if my pen would work, our homophones. We've got our Say What soundbite. We've also got our spelling bee. And, of course, name that lyric, name that movie, and so much more. So, my amigos, stick with us. And then you've got tons of other amazing programs, too. You've got Speaking with Confidence with Ale. The Hour to Empower with Jessica Fernandez. Frankly Speaking with Chris Frank. The Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams. No Excuses with Fitz. Speak English with Ruby. Let's get random with Jules Linares. The Salad with Dave Boyce. All you have to do is download the free Vaughn Radio app, and you can learn English, as Shakira said, wherever, whenever. We're meant to learn together. I'll be here and you'll be there. And that's the deal, my dear. All right, folks. Let's do this like we never knew this. It's time for a section where we look at tricky words we call homophones on the show with no name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme.
They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name.
Cause homophones time, it's homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
Yeah, it is the show with no name, and this is Homophones. Hey, it's church time. All right, well, let's take a look at our words over here today. The first one is a biblical word, a biblical name. And it's, you say Cain, if I'm not mistaken. Cain? It is Adam and Eve's son. Okay, el hijo de Adán y Eva. Adam and Eve. And they had one son named Cain. And in English, the other son's name is Capaz, Abel. Te lo juro. So, es un homófono. Mira, ya tenemos un homófono ahí. Abel es el nombre del hermano de Caín en inglés y también es Capaz. Okay? So, those, that is your first word, Caín. Okay, Caín. Sí, veo que tiene el acento ahí sobre el estrés sobre la I, ¿no? So, it's Caín. Okay, it's spelled, the good news, it's spelled the same. The only thing is the pronunciation the same? All right. And again, his brother's name is Abel. So what is the other brother's name? Caín. And the second word is bastón. Okay? También es vara o palmeta. It's something used in punishment. Well, in Singapore, I think they still might use it, but not not where we live, at least as far as I know. Y también, pues, es el verbo, ¿no? Dar a alguien con una palmeta, una vara. Okay? It's also mimbre. It's castigar con la vara. También es caña de azúcar, right? And what else? Bueno, bastón de caramelo. At Christmas time is candy. Que tiene sentido. Eso es bastón en todos los sentidos. Okay, caña de azúcar. And those are your two words. So if you say Caín tuvo un bastón, what are those two words? And do they sound exactly the same or not? All right. Also, I'm going to give you the say what soundbite. As we said, that tough word today is ceased. Ceacit se escribe. All right, here it is for the third time.
The very famous American actor, this I know to be true, was listening to the broadcast, and although he was a friend of mine, ceased to identify me with the show and believed implicitly that America had fallen to the Martians.
Me pregunta el del chiringuito si quiero hacer kitesurf o wakeboard, o si prefiero tomarme un bitter cass antes. Me acaba de decir 5 palabras en inglés. Kite, que significa cometa. Surf, que es obviamente hacer surf, pero también significa oleaje. Wake, que es estela, en este caso la estela del barco. Board es tabla y bitter es amargo. Y justo antes, cuando le pregunté si hablaba inglés, me dijo, pero
patatero.
Sabemos mucho más inglés de lo que creemos. Solo nos falta asimilarlo y situarlo. Aprende a aprender inglés en cualquier lugar con This Book is the Milk y su secuela, This Book is the Milk 2. Te enseñaremos cómo enfocar el inglés, aprovechando todo el inglés que tenemos alrededor y de una manera divertida y adictiva. The Remilk ahora se llama This Book is the Milk 2 y viene con audio y nueva portada. Descúbrelos ya en vaughantienda.com. That's right, folks. You've got tons of amazing materials, and right now you've got killer deals. Speaking of Cain, you've got killer deals over at Vaughn Tienda. Just go to our main website, grupovaughn.com, and you can find it there. Also, if you are a social media user, well, you can also find it over on social media. Vaughn is on all your favorite platforms. All right, let's take a look. We've got lovely Laura joining us. Hello, Laura. And Laura, better late than never. Great to have you with us. She's participating in today's pop quiz. And she says, good morning, lovely show with no namers. Sorry I'm late. As I just said, better late than never. She said, what's the crack? What's the crack? Toma, eso es totally Irish. What's the crack? ¿Qué me cuentas? All right. And she says, without his glasses, he's as blind as a bat. Perfect. The next one, I envy her. She's always as cool as a cucumber. And the last one, even though she's 90, she's as fit as a fiddle. Perfect. Laura, I didn't expect anything less from you. Wonderful, wonderful job. All right, let's see our homophones or not over here. The first person to take a stab at it is Elena. Elena gives us the two words, and she says they are downright, absolutamente homophones. All right. Me encanta que has puesto la tilde ahí, el acento. Como en inglés no coge, pero bueno, no problem. The next one, Laura also says they sound alike. Chris Valrol agrees. Vero agrees as well. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, let me just say the sentence I said before. Cain walked with a cane. Cain walked with a cane. And he loved to watch Citizen Kane. Ciudadano Kane. Okay. Bueno, es otro, aunque eso es un apellido, Kane con K, right? So Cain walked with a cane, and his favorite movie was Citizen Kane. All right. Great job, everybody. And as I said, the word cane is not just el bastón, pero también es el castigo, es el verbo, right? He was caned. Remember, there was a kid in Singapore who was caned, an American kid. He was caned because, I think, vandalism or something like that. So to be hit with a cane is to be caned as well. We also said sugar cane, right? Rum, el ron, is made with sugar cane. So excellent job. Wow. Excellent job, amigos. All right. Awesome job over there. Yeah, Cain and Abel, Adam and Eve. Yeah, there are a lot of biblical names that don't sound the same, like Noah. Noah. What is Noah? Noah is Noé, right? El arca, is that what you call him, Noé? A ver si me lo sé aquí, right? Jacob, Jacobo, Jacob, right? Let's see, biblical names. Noah. Es que no me acuerdo. So Noah is Noé. Jacob, mira, los primeros que he dicho son los dos primeros here. Luke, Elijah. What else have we got over here? Phoebe, Ezra, Felix, James, Mary. Esos son parecidos. Matthew. These are from the New Testament. Jezebel. Oh, how do you say this one? Jezebel usually means it's a name, but it also is a wicked woman. Jezebel, is that how you say it? Me lo estoy inventando, eh? Jezebel. So the thing about biblical names, is you will recognize the names when you see them, but a lot of times they are not pronounced the same. Right? Speaking of Jezebel, there's a bell. Okay. All right. Not funny. So, yeah, I remember the first time somebody said to me, Noé. I'm like, I never heard that name. They're like, Noé, the guy with the ark and the animals. And I'm like, oh, Noah. Oh, okay. And then when I heard that Adán y Eva, I'm like, you mean Adam and Eve? Oh, wow. So, again, very recognizable, but then when it comes time to pronounce them, they are a bit different. You guys knocked it out of the park. Excellent job in our homophones section. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we've got another winner in today's Say What soundbite. Now we've got two, Elena and now Laura. Great job, ladies. Excellent job. All right, it is time for today's news report.
This is the news report on the show with no name, bringing you the latest breaking news. I'm Alberto Alonso, reporting live.
All right, welcome to our news report over here on the show with no name. And I call this story Baptism of Fire. ¿Te suena? Bautismo de fuego? We say the same thing, right? But in English it's not bautism. Hay una P. Baptism, right? To be baptized. Hey, we're getting pretty biblical on you today. Baptism by fire or baptism of fire. Los dos te valen en inglés. Se puede decir con by o of. And it's a difficult initiation to something, right? Wow, your first day on the job and, it was a hectic, crazy day. Baptism by fire or baptism of fire. All right. Well, a pastor, that's right, a minister, a pastor, has been charged after a man drowned, se ahogó, eso es, during a baptism. Oh my God. Yeah. The pastor has been charged with gross negligence manslaughter. Okay, manslaughter is asesino imprudente, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check it out. Homicidio imprudente. Yeah. It didn't mean there was intent, but you did kill someone. So gross negligence manslaughter after a man died during a baptism ceremony in Birmingham. That's where Ozzy Osbourne was from. That's why I said it like that. Well, this guy, Robert Smith, does that name ring a bell? No, it's not the lead singer of The Cure. He's alive and well. Well, I don't know if he's well. I don't know if he's as fit as a fiddle. I don't know if he's ever been as fit as a fiddle. He's a bit overweight, the lead singer of The Cure. Well, not that Robert Smith. A 61-year-old guy named Robert Smith from London died from drowning. And Cheryl Bartley was the 48-year-old pastor or minister, was charged with one count of gross negligence manslaughter in her role during the baptism. Okay? And basically, the man was taking part in what seemed to be a normal baptism. And they had a small pool in the property's garden. Right now, everything's normal, nothing too crazy. Now, here's where it gets crazy. Here's where it takes a crazy twist. The event, the baptism, was streamed live on the church's Facebook page. Okay? And they had to cut that stream due to the drowning. And later they removed the video. And the guy was there, he had been a member of the church. He was a churchgoer. He had been a member of the church for 4 years at the time of his death. And, the woman, I guess, didn't let him come up for air. I don't know I don't know how you let somebody drown there. You're supposed to be giving them eternal life, and they die at your hands. Man, it's got to be a horrible way to go. Now, I imagine the guy's going to heaven, right? I was getting baptized. I got killed during my baptism. Okay, come on in. St. Peter will say, come on in. Come on in. That was some really bad luck. Or a really inexperienced priest. Priest, escura, minister, pastor. These are different ways to say it. And and what the church is asking and authorities, and I quote, "It is vital that there should be no reporting, commentary, or sharing of information online which could in any way prejudice these proceedings." They believe that the minister has the right to a fair trial. I agree. You do have the right to a fair trial, but I mean, how do you make somebody drown? Okay, the guy was 61. Maybe he wasn't a good swimmer. But as far as I know, I mean, I remember at my church, it's not like a deep pool. It's shallow, poco profundo. También lo usamos para hablar de gente, no solo piscinas. If somebody's shallow, es poco profundo. If somebody's deep, es una persona profunda. So that's my question. I'm just trying to figure out the logistics, how it all happened. You know? I mean, obviously, the video was removed. Good. I don't like seeing those videos on the internet. It happens to me sometimes. I'm scrolling through Instagram, and then I see a video of someone getting shot. And I'm like, wait a second. Why is this even on here? Oh, man. It's weird. It's these days, a lot of stuff is up there for shock value, right? It's clickbait. Yo, wow. So they know if somebody's being shot or if somebody's getting beat up, well, it's going to attract eyeballs. But morally, going back to the church thing here, I don't think that's good to benefit off somebody's, profit or benefit. Either way, profit is con dinero, benefit is que tienes más seguidores. Off of somebody's death or somebody's tragedy. It's horrible. So, again, the good news, I think, I don't know the rules too much, but I think if you die during your baptism, even if the ceremony hadn't completely finished, I think you're going to heaven. You're going to meet St. Peter at the pearly gates. ¿Cómo decís esto? The pearly gates, las puertas del cielo, the pearly gates, como de perla, we say, pearly gates. Aquí está. Hey, we're looking at puertas del cielo, the pearly gates. And as Elena says, what a way to die. God rest his soul. Yeah, seriously. All right, well, folks, we've got to move on. It is time for today's Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
That's right. It is our Spelling Bee. Now we've got another student. Wow, the ladies are on fire today. So give it up for Elena, Laura, and Vero. All three of them got today's Say What soundbite. Wonderful, wonderful job. All right, folks, it is time now for our Spelling Bee. This is round one. As always, jot down these words I'm about to give you. That sounds like an old film projector, doesn't it? All right, here we go. Now, the first round, I'm going to fly. I'm literally going to go as fast as hell, para usar una expresión que vimos antes. And the second time, I will slow down. Let's see if anybody can get these words. The first one is B-E-L-L-E space D-E space J-O-U-R. The next one is L-U-I-S space B-U-N-U-E-L. The third one is JEAN-CLAUDE space CARRIERE. The fourth one, JOSEPH space KESSEL. The fifth one is CATHERINE space DENEUVE. And the last one is SEVERINE. Whoa. I told you I was going to go fast. Yeah. I told you I was going to go fast there. But don't worry, in round 2, I'm going to slow down considerably. I'll ring the bell for round 2, but I'll give you another 30 seconds or so. I can't give you too much more, not because I don't want to, because it's a question of time here. This is a race against the clock to get all the content done. All right, going once, going twice. Anybody? All right, well then let's get into round 2. All right, now this is a speed, a pace, un ritmo, that I think you guys, especially my students who are generally intermediate, high intermediate to high level, you shouldn't have any problems with this speed. All right, here we go. The first one, BELLE space DE space JOUR. The second one, LUIS space BUNUEL. The third one is JEAN dash or hyphen CLAUDE space CARRIERE. The fourth one, JOSEPH space KESSEL. The fifth one, CATHERINE space DENEUVE. And the last one is SEVERINE. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a winner, and she got it on the first go. You know how I know? Because I saw the comment before I started. Well, at the second I started. So ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Chris Valrol. Wow! Chris, unbelievable. Honestly, I don't know if I could get it if somebody went that fast. Also, lovely Laura. Excellent job, Chris and Laura. Knocking it out of the park. All right, folks, we've got to go to our final commercial break. I can't believe it. Time really does fly when you're having fun. And thank you. Thank you for making my job so fun. It's you guys. I work with you guys. It's true. And I'm thankful. It's a blessing. Ya que estamos hablando de términos religiosos hoy, una bendición. All right, folks, we'll be right back with much more. So stick around. Yes, welcome back. Welcome back to the fourth and final part of today's Show with No Name here on Vaughn Radio. So much to do, so much fun to be had, and we've only got 26 minutes to do it all. Well, yeah, it's a 2-hour show, but then there are 4-minute ad blocks, right? When we take a commercial break, so that's the 30 minutes, 26 content, 4 minutes of ads. That's why I say 26 minutes. It's like when you watch a sitcom. You're like, oh, it lasts a half an hour. No, it doesn't. It lasts 22 minutes in many cases. O sea, te tragas más anuncios en la tele. 22, ¿eh? 22 minutos de contenido por media hora. Again, that's in the United States. I'm not too sure over here. All right, in this part of the show, we're going to take a look at our triple trouble. That's right. You heard triple trouble. Plus, we've got our Say What soundbite, which we've already got some winners, which is amazing. We'll check our spelling bee words. We've got Name That Movie, Famous Birthdays, Name That Lyric, and so much more. And then you've got amazing programs all day long. All you have to do is download the free Vaughn Radio app. And don't forget to stop by our website and check out all the special deals we've got going on right now. We are practically giving stuff away. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Regalar. The Red Hot Chili Peppers taught us that one. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Regálalo. Well, we took their advice. So take advantage of these amazing offers that you can find over at Vaughn Tienda. Also, remember, too, if you're thinking about signing the kids up for the summer camps, you'd better hurry up. Más te vale darte prisa. All right, let's kick things off with our triple trouble.
Double trouble, baby.
No, triple, I said.
Yeah, you know what time it is.
Yeah, triple trouble time.
Give it up.
Triple.
Double trouble. I said double. Double trouble. Double. Double trouble. I said double. Double trouble.
That's right, amigos. It is triple trouble over here. And good luck. Good luck with this one. All right, well, let me give you a clue. You want me to give you a clue? This one's a name. Yeah, just like John es el baño. I have to go to the John. Tengo que ir al baño. Yesterday, we looked at a Dear John letter. We looked at the word bill yesterday, factura, right? Who's Bill Ward, factura a la pabellón, right? De un hospital que vimos ayer. So this one is someone's name. I'll tell you that. So maybe I'll give you a little clue there. All right. La chica con el corte de pelo encima de los hombros. Yo lo llamo the Friends haircut. El de Friends que tenían todas, right? The Jennifer Aniston haircut. So la chica con el corte de pelo encima de los hombros. Vaya forma larga de decir una palabra en inglés muy cortita. La chica con el corte de pelo encima de los hombros se balanceó en el agua. Y ahí lo tienes. ¡Voilà! Y ahí lo tienes, es la expresión. ¿Ok? La última es una expresión. La primera parte es el corte de pelo. ¿Ok? And, yeah. And the other one is balancear. So you've got three ways of saying it here, but I'm telling you which ones are the words that are being repeated here. Okay, so the first one again. The first one is. Déjame ver the first one is la chica con el corte de pelo por encima de los hombros. That's number one. Corte de pelo encima de los hombros. Se balanceó. That's number two. En el agua. Y ahí lo tienes. That's number three. All right. So there are three uses of the word here. It is a triple trouble. Okay. A triple trouble. You've got to use the same word 3 times. Ahora, la palabra thrice existe, pero no se usa mucho. Okay, so esto es una forma de decir, y ahí lo tienes, sin más. Ahí está la solución. Voilà. Right? It's a way of saying, y ahí lo tienes. Okay? A ver, ¿cómo lo traducen? It's that easy. ¿No? La otra forma de decirlo, the solution is simple. Ahí lo tienes. There you have it. It's that easy. Okay? All's good, right? Todo bien. Ahí lo tenemos. All right? So, this one's going to be really challenging, but I have a feeling someone's going to get it. Also, let me give you the Say What soundbite here for the fourth and final time. Good luck.
The very famous American actor, this I know to be true, was listening to the broadcast, and although he was a friend of mine, ceased to identify me with the show and believed implicitly that America had fallen to the Martians.
¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el máster de inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para conseguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional. No dejes que el inglés sea una barrera. Invierte en tu futuro con el máster de inglés profesional del Grupo Vaughan. Llámanos al 91-133-5833 o entra en grupovaughan.com.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. GrupoVaughn.com if you want to find out about our master's program, Disney Vaughn English. Maybe you're interested in the summer camps or one-to-one classes, group classes, whatever it may be. Stop by. You can also feel free to stop by in person. As you know, we've got offices in Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, and Santander. All right, let's go on over to this triple trouble and see if anybody got it. Elena, you've got two of them here, but we're looking for a triple trouble. All right, let's see the next person there, because this is three. We got to use the same one three times here. You're missing the voila, y ahí lo tienes. Y eso es todo. Fácil, hecho, right? Okay, let's take a look then. Cristina is next. Cris Valrol. She says, the girl with the bob haircut bobs in the water. Bueno, en pasado bobbed, pero es la palabra correcta. The girl with the bob haircut bobbed, dos B's cuando ponemos ed o ing en este caso. The girl with the bob haircut bobbed in the water. And Bob's your uncle. You got it, Cris Valrol. Just got to make a little adjustment por el tiempo verbal. Okay. A little adjustment there, but not bad. So the girl with the bob haircut, or you can say directamente with the bob. Yeah. Se sabe del contexto que estás hablando porque no tiene otro significado. Si dices the girl with the bob. Pero bueno, así aclaramos. The girl with the bob haircut bobbed in the water. To bob in the water. So what a buoy does. Una boya, is that how you say it? The thing that goes boom, boom, boom. It goes up and down. It bobs up and down, right? So the girl with the bob haircut bobbed in the water. And Bob's your uncle. That's right. Bob's your uncle is another way of saying, and there you have it. Y ahí lo tienes, right? It's done. The French way to say it, voila. Voila. Y ahí lo tienes. So excellent job, Cris. Let's see. Laura says, the girl with the bob cut was bobbing along in the water, and Bob's your uncle. Y no hay más. Y ahí, hecho. Ahí lo tienes. And Bob's your uncle. All right. And supposedly there is a hypothesis that it came from a British politician, blah, 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 blah. But also it's disputed. So, and Bob's your uncle. Y ahí se acabó todo. Ahí lo tienes, right? So excellent job, Laura. Let's see. Vero, the girl with the bob haircut. Bob's, bobbed or was bobbing in the water, as Vero says, and Bob's your uncle. Great job. Cris says, I love this expression. I learned it from Jimena. Awesome. Well, I've got to say, Wonderful job. I didn't think anybody was going to get it. That was a really, really tough one, right? So, vamos a poner un cuarto aquí. The girl with the bob bobbed in the water listening to Bob Marley. And Bob's your uncle. All right, let's take a look also at our spelling bee words. As I said, our winners today were Chris and Laura. So excellent job, Chris and Laura. And let's take a look at these words over here. They all had to do with belle de jour. Hey, ya que estamos hablando francés, right? Voila. And Bob's your uncle. Belle de jour. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Why? Don't speak French. I'm sorry. Belle de jour, which was directed by Luis Buñuel. I always used to think Buñuelos and anytime I see that guy's name, I get hungry. I think of Buñuelos. So, Belle de jour, directed by Luis Buñuel, was released today. Let's see if you know the year. 1967. That is 10 years before I reached this planet. 1967. And number one was the name of the movie, Belle de jour. Number two, the director. Number three, the co-writer, right? It was co-written by Jean-Claude Carrière. Again, don't listen to my French pronunciation. I don't think it's correct. And it is based on a 1928 novel of the same name. So the name of the novel was Belle de jour. It was penned, it's another way of saying written, by Joseph Kessel. That was number four. Okay. Joseph Kessel. Number five, Catherine Deneuve. Catherine Deneuve, who was the lead role, la actriz principal, and the character was Séverine. Séverine. Again, don't quote me on the pronunciation there. Séverine. So excellent job to the ladies who knocked it out of the park. Luis Buñuelos. All right, and speaking of movies, I think you know what time it is. Name that movie. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is Name That Movie here on the show with no name. Let's see what we've got for today's Name That Movie. Here goes. I'll give you the synopsis and we'll see if you guys recognize it. Broadcast journalist Edward R. Murrow looks to bring down Senator Joseph McCarthy. Now, I'm sure you guys know about this. This was the Red Scare in Hollywood when people were blacklisted, right, because of their communist or supposed communist ties. Okay, this was the modern version of the Salem witch trials, ¿no? Cuando creían que todos en Salem, Massachusetts, eran brujas, right? So, broadcast journalist, periodista, Edward R. Murrow, very, very famous journalist, looks to bring down, okay, rebajarle, tirarle, ¿no? Senador Joseph McCarthy, okay? Again, these are very well-known names in the United States. McCarthyism tiene su propio ismo, right? Joseph McCarthy. And again, he was the one who made these lists in Hollywood and said, this guy's a communist, so is this guy. The other guy's a communist too, and these people were blacklisted, all right? So, and Edward R. Murrow, a very, very well-known journalist as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a winner. It's our movie queen, Chris Valrol. The movie is Good Night and Good Luck. That's right. Good Night and Good Luck. It's a movie that came out in 2005. It's written by George Clooney. Did you know that? He wrote it. Well, he co-wrote it. He also directed it, and he starred in it. I didn't know that. I mean, I knew he was in it. I've seen the movie, and I knew that he was, in the movie. But what I didn't know is that he co-wrote it, and he also directed it. So let's take a look at the scene that I've chosen. And the reason it's good night and good luck, that was Edward R. Murrow's catchphrase. Su latiguillo, is that how you say that? Okay, and these are the last lines in the movie. To those who say people wouldn't look, they wouldn't be interested, they're too complacent. Complacent means it's like now. People are too complacent. Satisfechos con uno mismo. Lazy. It's like this. Oh, I've got a full battery on my phone. I don't care if the world burns. That's complacency. Okay. So they're too complacent, indifferent, insulated. I can only reply, responder, there is, in one reporter's opinion, considerable evidence against that contention. But even if they are right, tener la razón is not to have the reason, it's to be right or to be wrong, que es no tener la razón. But even if they are right, what have they got to lose? ¿Qué pierden? What have they got to lose? Because if they are right, and this instrument is good for nothing, no vale para nada, but to entertain, entretener, talking about the television, amuse and insulate, then the tube is flickering now. The tube is another way of saying, bueno, en Inglaterra es el metro, pero the tube in American English is the television. De hecho, de ahí YouTube, porque antes tenía tubos por dentro, ahora no, because they're flat. And flickering is parpadeante, flickering, right? Then the tube is flickering now, and we will soon see that the whole struggle, la lucha, the whole struggle is lost. This instrument can teach. It can illuminate. Yes, and it can even inspire. But it can do so only to the extent that humans are determined to use it to those ends. Fines, you say the same thing. Otherwise, de otro modo, it is meramente wires, cables, and lights in a box. Good night and good luck. All right, folks, time to move on to famous birthday trivia.
Birthdays for you. Birthdays for me. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Birthdays for her. Birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
All right, let's get right into it. Number one, this guy was born today in 1961, an American actor, director, producer, and screenwriter. What else? ¿Tengo que decir más? What else? That's his catchphrase, latiguillo, creo que se dice, ¿no? Su frase célebre in the Nespresso commercials, which, no offense, but if you like real coffee, then you like real coffee. There's, except no substitutes. But yeah, very, very famous actor. He was in and directed and co-wrote Good Night and Good Luck, which we just looked at. From Dusk Till Dawn, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? The Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, all of those as well. Up in the Air, Gravity, Hail Caesar, and so many more. But I think everybody knows this guy's name. Oh, and he played a doctor on ER. No? In ER. That was, I think that's where he became famous globally. Number two, this American singer, songwriter, and guitarist. He is a guy from Detroit, and he defines that American rock sound. In fact, they call him the blue collar rocker, el rockeador, el rockero de los trabajadores. And some of his songs, Night Moves, Turn the Page. He also did a version of Just Take Those Old Records Off the Shelf. Tired of listening to them by myself. That same music ain't got the same soul. It's like that old time rock and roll. I love that old time rock and roll. The kind of music just soothes the soul. Awesome, awesome singer. And yeah, I love his sound. And last but not least, I'll say 4 words. War of the Worlds. Okay, te doy otros 2. Citizen Kane. Hello? Yeah, I mean, that's not all he did. Obviously, the guy did so many other things, but those are his biggies. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Chris Valrol. Number 1, George Clooney. Number 2, Bob Seger. Hey, ya sabéis que Bob tiene muchos significados en inglés. Lo vimos en el Triple Trouble hoy. And Bob's your uncle. And last but not least, Orson Welles. Excellent job. There it is. George Clooney. Who else? Bob Seger. If you haven't listened to Bob Seger, give him a listen. Seriously, if you like that old time of rock and roll, you're going to love that sound. And Orson Welles, hey, there's another great thing you can listen to. If you haven't listened to the original War of the Worlds, you can find it everywhere. It's all over the internet, and hey, it's a cool thing to listen to. In fact, Orson Welles, before he started doing movies, that's what he did, radio plays. O sea, obras de teatro, pero por la radio. And very, very talented, one of the most talented people out there. Citizen Kane is always on the lists of greatest movies because of the way he filmed it. He filmed it in a theatrical way. If you notice the use of lighting and composition, that's something that was done in theater. Till that point, it wasn't done really in film. So definitely a pioneer. And this is him in our Say What soundbite. He is talking about John Barrymore, not even recognizing him. So the famous actor John Barrymore was a friend of his, and he had no idea that it was him when he heard War of the Worlds. Okay. And he says, the very famous American actor, he just said the name before, quité el nombre porque es un nombre, John Barrymore. So he says, John Barrymore, the very famous American actor. This I know to be true. Esto sé que no es mentira. Was listening to the broadcast, and although he was a friend of mine, ceased to identify me with the show. No pudo identificarme con el show. And believed implicitly that America had fallen to the Martians. Los marcianos, ¿no? Que cayó a los marcianos. And he's talking about War of the Worlds and how he fooled even some of his closest friends. Here he is, birthday boy Orson Welles.
The very famous American actor, this I know to be true, was listening to the broadcast, and although he was a friend of mine, ceased to identify me with the show and believed implicitly that America had fallen to the Martians.
All right, what can I say except excellent job. Wow. Awesome job, amigos. Keep up the wonderful work that you've been doing here on the show. As your teacher, I'm extremely proud of you guys. Remember to stay tuned because you've got amazing content all day. And if you want to participate in our weekly speaking section, get on it. Do it today. Do it now. Don't put it off. Una palabra que vimos ayer. No lo aplaces. And we're going to say goodbye with the song Like a Rock. Like a Rock by birthday boy Bob Seger. And Bob's your uncle. Y ahí lo tienes. So Like a Rock. I remember hearing this song too in the commercials for pickup trucks. Like a rock. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. You rock. And Bob's your uncle.